You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, closed to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine.
Me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub bowl. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday
the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Cubs win! What a lucky break! The good Lord wants the Cubs to win!
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Forrest. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Alex Verdugo. Dr. Doogie's batting .259 on the year, 3 RBI. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. A .304 average with 6 home runs, 18 RBI. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 4 home runs, 9 RBI, batting .300. Matt Olson batting cleanup and playing first. 4 home runs, 15 RBI, batting .239. Sean Murphy behind home plate and batting fifth is a .208 average, 6 home runs, 12 RBI. Batting sixth, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 4 home runs, 12 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .232. Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves. He's batting seventh. 3 home runs, 11 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .242. Batting eighth and in right field, it's the Book of Eli. Eli White is batting .280 on the year with a home run and 5 RBI. Batting ninth, playing short, Nick Allen. He's got a .273 average with 2 RBIs and 4 stolen bases. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Grant Holmesday. He's 2-1 with a 3.22 ERA, a 1.21 whip, 22 innings pitched, 13 hits, 22 strikeouts, 14 walks, 2 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Merrill Kelly. He's 3-1 with a 4.73 ERA, 1.16 whip, 26 2/3, 20 hits, 21 strikeouts, 11 walks, 3 home runs given up. Backing up Merrill Kelly in the bottom of the first inning, and in right field, it's Corbin Carroll. He's batting .315 with 9 home runs, 23 RBI, 5 stolen bases. Batting second, playing short, Perdomo with 3 home runs, 19 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .258. Smith, the designated hitter, is batting third. He has 4 home runs, 9 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .365. Naylor batting cleanup and playing first. 4 home runs, 17 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .310. Moreno is behind home plate and batting fifth. He has 3 RBI, a .222 average. Eugenio Suarez is at third base and batting sixth. A 167 clip with 6 home runs, 15 RBI, and a stolen base. Alex Thomas is in center field, batting seventh. 277 clip, 11 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Barossa is in left field. He was 1 for 4 last night with an RBI in his debut. And Tawa is batting ninth and playing second. He's got 4 home runs, 9 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .256. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Tony Randazzo. Your first base ump, Clinton Vondrick. Second base will be manned by Dan Molino. And down the third base line, it's Phil Cousy. Game time temperatures are expected to be about 82 degrees with the roof open, wind blowing left to right at 11 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are plus 105 on the money line. The over-under is 9.5. Our pick to click tonight, we're going to go to the well one more time. Austin Riley is 4 for 9 lifetime against tonight's starting pitcher. He's got a home run and an RBI, batting .444. By far and away, the best numbers in the lineup versus Merrill Kelly. With both back ends of the bullpen pretty well rested, we're expecting a good old-fashioned rock fight with Grant Holmes and Merrill Kelly pitching well. Give me your Atlanta Braves to win this one in a tight one, 5-3. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Let's get it. Got some stuff I want to get to. Play you last night's post-game interview as we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of those Atlanta Braves. Good evening. Let's start it from top to bottom. Who was in here first? Yapping and whapping. It was Jameson. Good to see you, Jameson. I see Charles Fritz. Daryl Little. Carlston Hatcher. James Hagan. Who else do we see in here tonight? World Drummer. Helion. Edward Spry. Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. B.A. Baracus, Brian Andrews. I think I already said Robert, but I'm not sure which one, so good evening, Robert, once again. Good evening, Joyce from Mexico. Joyce, you're going to get a kick out of something. I worked on something today because we were talking about it last night in the chat. Kenneth, good to see you. He Blake. Timmy. We also got Timothy Mobley. I think that's it. Gary the Real McCoy, there he is. And I'm assuming the GOAT's in here somewhere, but he might have to be working. I don't know what time he goes in. Feel like it's around this time. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we'll get the clip from Snicker. Pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves is just around the corner. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country. Well, good. It's good to be off on weekends. Maybe we'll see them later. We are just minutes away from pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Now, let me bring you the audio of last night's postgame with Brian Snicker. He was being asked about everything under the sun, right? And I just want you to hear it, and then I'll give you my take, as we're still a few minutes away from first pitch, so we got plenty of time to play the full clip. And I know a lot of y'all don't get a chance to hear that. A, it comes on incredibly late, and B, some of y'all either don't have the access or blacked out or whatever the hell the deal is. Okay, here is Brian Snicker on last night's performance.
Just know when you have a win like tonight, you get a lead early and look pretty businesslike. Is this kind of a sign of you guys having your legs underneath you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just happy that, Chris broke the egg, got his first win. Well, they made him work, I'll tell you that. But a win's a win, so that's good.
You see some incremental progress. Chris got out a couple big jams there.
Yeah, no, he did. And I think the biggest thing was the fifth inning. I told him I wasn't even looking at the board and see how many pitches he had, because he's going to have to, go a while for me. But that's good. I know that'll be, I think, good for his psyche and everything to get that first win. It's just like a team when you're trying to get the first win. It's hard. So I'm happy for him to get that behind him.
How big has it been just to have a complete or up and down production throughout the lineup, especially with Michael doing what he's doing?
Yeah, it's great. Michael, Eli, Nick. I mean, it's pretty good, and like I say, I think Alex coming in here allowed us to do that. We kind of could stabilize the lineup a little bit, and he continues to have really good at bats, and we're kind of doing offensively what we expected to do when we left camp. It just didn't happen that way.
It seemed like Eli was in on all those innings where he scored multiple runs. He
had some really good at bats. I mean, even in the first at bat when he hit the double, he fouled some good fastballs off that he was all over him. And he made a great catch in right field, and his skill set adds a lot. And so hopefully he can keep her going.
How big of a shot in the arm is it when Sale gets out of that first inning jam and kind of keeps you guys level?
Man, both the starting pitchers had rough first innings, but he got out. You know what I mean? He never stops competing, and So yeah, that was big, and then just to get through 5, the way that first inning was huge.
A lot of good things have happened, but to know that your Cy Young Award winner is kind of mentally, or just like you said, broke the egg. Just for him to be on track, how important is it?
No, I think that's big. When he feels good, that's the thing. I thought, Cranny and I were talking that, his stuff's really good. I mean, this team doesn't swing and miss much. I mean, they really make you work, and he just kept battling and didn't have many easy outs. So, but as long as he's healthy, as I said earlier, I think he's going to be fine. He's been through, struggles before, but I think, I like his stuff, where he's at with all that. I think that's a good sign tonight.
So there you have that. That was Brian Snicker. We're just a few minutes away from pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. The one thing I'll say on this is that I don't want to, poo-poo all over everything, but Chris Sale did not have his elite stuff last night. I don't care what they're trying to sell you. And what I saw this morning when I woke up was there were 2 or 3 articles that ran with that, with the idea that he had his elite stuff, because they heard it in. So all they are is just parrots telling you the same stuff. But for him to only go through 5 innings, Chris Sale would tell you he didn't have his elite stuff. He didn't. He was all over the place. He had high pitch counts. His slider continues to get hit hard. I think he's going to get there. I'm not worried about that long term, but he didn't have his elite stuff, because if he had his elite stuff, you weren't going to De Los Santos in a pretty tight game in the 6th inning. Instead, you would have had him go at least one more inning. And when Chris Sale is back, Chris Sale is going to be going 6-7 innings, but bare minimum. And we're talking about 1-run ball, shutout ball, et cetera, et cetera. So he's not back yet, but I understand the idea why they're not going to trash him in the media. But it's more comical to me that all the clickbait stuff that you see on all the different social medias, whether it's Google, whether it's Facebook, whether it's X, no matter where you go, there's always some article there from some kid that wrote an article that's doing it for clicks. And the theme today was that I saw 3 different articles, 3 different sources, and they were all talking about how Chris Sale was back. He's back, baby. He's back. I'm like, Chris Sale would not strike out. He struck out 5, and he went 5 innings. And he scattered hits all over the place. He was walking guys. No. When Chris Sale is back, he's going to be Cy Young type. That was like a solid outing by Charlie Morton last year. That's what we saw last night. Anyways, we're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back here on Braves Country. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
If you live anywhere here in the red circle,
Welcome back, Braves Country. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves are wearing their road grays, Atlanta across the chest in red, outlined in navy, red piping down the middle, and we're going to have to go in and out like we had to do yesterday. So we'll go ahead and reset this again. First pitch on the way to Alex Verdugo is right there for us. Just misses off the edge for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. I don't know why this is going on like this. It's only on this device. The 1-0. Right there for a strike. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it back. 1-2. Alex Verdugo leading us off. Arizona wearing their home whites, red ball caps. One-two count to Verdugo. We do have the Kenny Holmes loaded in now. The 1-2. Swing! That ball's lifted into left field. Coming over, making a running catch is Barossa. He was in center field last night. Remember, he had a pretty good night for the Rook. It's F7 in your scorecard. One away. That ball was tailing away from Barossa. I thought there was a chance that might get down, but he's got really good speed. He was in center last night. Tonight, center fielder is Thomas, the regular center fielder. Austin Riley, the batter, righty-righty. First pitch on the way. 94 down. He's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. 94. Missing down 2-0. Austin Riley, we talked about it earlier, he's 4 for 9, 444 lifetime against Merrill Kelly, which is a little surprising because Kelly's been a really good pitcher for a long time. The 2-0. Swing, fouls it back. 2-1. So you know things tend to even out in the end, and whatever he's been doing against Riley, he's bound to change it up. The 2-1 to the rake. Kelly brings it. 92. Cutter. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Braves nothing. Diamondbacks nothing. The infield is back into the left, playing Riley to pull. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the changeup. 2 away. Kelly with the big sigh of relief. These pitchers know the guys that normally get them. He's the only guy in the lineup tonight that really has great numbers against Kelly. That'll bring the designated hitter Marcell Ozuna to the plate. First pitch on the way to the Big Zoo. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. If she's fair, she's gone. Smoke him if you got him. He got it. That baby's gone. Ramalama ding dong. A solo shot, his 5th of the year, and your Atlanta Braves. The Big Zoo, the Big Bear. Take a 1-0 lead. Holy Toledo, did he smoke that ball. 444 happy feet planted into the left field stands. Man, did he pound that ball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a curveball just below the knees, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. Home plate umpire Tony Randazzo, we've seen him a few times so far this year. He does call a low strike. The 0-1 swing. Fouls it down the third base line, giving chase, running over, making a basket catch is Suarez, and he'll walk right into the dugout in the same motion. Wow, impressive play. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put one on the board. It's 1-0 Atlanta. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date, 1904, at 17 years old, Ty Cobb will make his professional baseball debut, hitting a homer and a double for Augusta in the South Atlantic League. The Tourists, as the team is known, however, will release the Georgia Peach 2 days into the season. On this date in 1931, at Washington's Griffith Stadium, Lou Gehrig belts an apparent home run over the fence. But when the ball bounces back to center fielder Harry Rice, base runner Lynn Larry, who thinks the fly ball is the third out, returns to the dugout without crossing home plate. The Yankee first baseman, trotting around the bases with his head down in his usual modest manner, is ruled out for passing a runner and credited with only a triple. And on this date in 1941, Wrigley Field becomes the first ballpark to employ an organ to entertain fans, when Roy Nelson provides the fans with a pregame serenade, a different classic and soulful tunes, before Chicago drops a 6-2 decision to Max Lanier and the Cardinals. The organ, removed after the Cubs homestand, will not return permanently to the friendly confines until 1967. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Speaking of the organ, happy Organ Day. Grant Holmes stands in, the first pitch on the way. It's swung on and fouled away to Corbin Carroll, the leadoff hitter. Had a triple last night. It's 0-1. Carroll, by far their most electric player, one of the most electric players in all of baseball. So you want to keep him off the base pass. The 0-1 swung on, chopped over towards first. Just foul. I mean, just foul. It would have been nice to keep that one straight. It's 0-2. Olsen would have had it right there at the bag. So an 0-2 count. Good to see you, Mark, Ricky, Ricardo. And what you talking about? We'll see some of the folks coming in here as we're getting going here. The 0-2 swing lifts it into center field. Money Mike is underneath it. He'll make the catch with that red glove and those green sleeves. Very Christmassy. One away. Where is his name's escaping me, but the gentleman that's always putting Vamos Braves in the chat. We actually made something for him. I was playing around with the idea today, and I'm waiting to see him come in. One down. If not, we'll end up playing it here shortly anyways, because you know me, I can't resist it. First pitch on the way is 94 off the plate. To Perdomo, it's 1-0. Oswaldo Perez. That's what his name was. I knew it started with an O, and I kept calling him OP in my head. But I can't remember his first name. The 1-0 misses outside wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Always, every time I see his name, you know who it reminds me of? Do you remember Odalis Perez, the left-hander for the Braves? For whatever reason, he was one of my favorite players back in the day. The 2-0 down and in. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. 3-0. The 3-0 count. Odalis Perez is the 3-0. Right there, top of the zone. 3-1. He always was and I know he didn't have a long career at Atlanta, but he was always, as the 3-1 pitch, just misses outside. That'll be a 5-pitch walk to get the Snakes going here in the bottom of the first. But he was always one of the better pitchers back in his day at getting a quality start. He kind of reminds me, or I guess Jose Quintana reminds me of Odalis Perez. Their delivery, they were soft pitchers, soft tossing pitchers, but they would go long distances because they would keep you off balance. First pitch on the way to Pavin Smith is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. He got the night off last night because of the lefty Sale on the mound. He's batting .365 on the year. 4 home runs, so you got to be careful. The 0-1. Swing, chops it over to Olsen. Olsen will fire it down to second after stepping on first, and that'll end the inning. Double play! How about that? So after a one-out walk, we get him out, and it's still 1-2-3. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Your Atlanta Braves head-to-head with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Got the results today from my doctor. He said I was a beast.
No, he said you were obese.
How do I permanently erase you from my feed? I don't know, dude. I only know how to get on the For You page a lot, and also a bunch. But I would just assume, probably like you did, comment a whole bunch. That way TikTok knows that you don't like it, and you don't see me anymore. You probably also want to share, favorite, follow, these sorts of things. That way you never have to see me again.
On June 11th, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer threw a no-hitter against the Boston Bees. Just 4 days later, Vandermeer threw a second no-hitter, this time against the Dodgers. To this day, Vandermeer is still the only player in baseball history to throw 2 straight no-hitters.
When there's a shooting in the lobby of your apartment building, call management the next day and renew your lease. Be a man.
I'll level with you. I was playing poker with the guys. I lost $12 and knowing the way you feel about gambling. See, I was ashamed to tell you.
Where was you?
Now, just let me say this to you, that this whole evening is going to run a lot smoother if you just believe everything I say and then forget about it now. Come on, let's go to bed, huh?
Next to Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, the name of A.G. Spaulding is the most famous in American literature. It has been blazing forth on the cover of guides to all sorts of sports, upon bats and gloves for many years. Young America gets its knowledge of the past in the world of athletics from something that has Al Spaulding on it in big black letters, and for that reason, as much as any other, he is one of the national figures of our time. Boston Herald.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Sean Murphy leads us off, batting .208 with 6 dingers. First pitch on the way is a sinker that he fouls off his foot on his instep. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. We'll wait till at least Ozzie Albies comes to the plate. I figure it's got to be... Who's after Ozzie? Yeah, if not, we're going to have to wait a while. 0-1 count. Righty-righty. Really more made it for when Acuna comes back, but we may add something to that. The 0-1 swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. Unfortunately, you can't use the Acuna Matata song, because if you could, and if it wouldn't get banged, that'd be the first thing we would do, but there's no way that's going to get through. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. Same thing with Smurf, because I looked into it to see if there's any way that you could do any kind of Smurfy music. Like, nah, it'll never get through. The 1-2 count, just below the knees. Good take by Smurf. I don't know how he held off of that. That was a good sinker by Kelly. It was on the outer edge. I'm going to reset this because they got all those. That's just started happening last week. The 2-2 swing, pops it up foul. Now out of play. Used to reset after every batter, but now they will keep those little dots where the pitches have been if you don't reset it a lot of the times. So a 2-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch from Kelly is chopped foul down the third baseline. Braves 1, Arizona nothing. The 2-2 in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-2. So you got a full count now. will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Swing! That ball's lifted high and deep. Going back on the track. Will it stay? It is gone, baby! She's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong! She barely got over the wall. And your Atlanta Braves, 388 happy feet later, his 7th home run of the year. They just showed the replay of that as here's the first pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. And the glove went over the wall. The left fielder, Barossa, is the 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. He went up to try to catch the ball, and the ball ended up in his glove, and it took the glove over the wall. It bounced. Both the glove and the ball bounced over the wall. The 0-2. Misses high. Did he go around? He did not, says third base umpire Phil Cousy. A 1-2 count. Braves lead at 2-0 off of 2 home runs. The 1-2 pitch. Swing. Pops it back foul. The bat goes flying. Bat boy will come bring it to Ozzie. The ball went flying into the left field stands. Or the stands down the left field line, I should say. I'm assuming one of the fans gave him the glove back. Well, when you're a rook, it's good to get that out of your your system. He's not a very tall kid out there in left field, and the glove went over the wall as the ball hit his glove and he hit the wall. 1-2 is in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Righty, lefty, here's the pitch. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. The open stance from Ozzie, and 93 inside, caught looking. Strike 3. Ozzie didn't like it, but it did look like it hit the inside of the zone. Nifty pitch. It was a sinker. Really had that two-seam action. If you remember the old Greg Maddox backup two-seamer, everybody calls it a sinker nowadays, but that's really the two-seamer. Good pitch by Kelly. First pitch on the way to Harris is in the dirt. Changeup misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. 93 right down the pipe. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Inside. Did he go around? They said he did. I don't know how he had time to go around. Ball almost got him in the arm and he backed away. Cousy's going to call that an offering. I guess, but the intent wasn't there. I can tell you that. That's just kind of common sense right there. But we saw Phil Cousy behind home plate last night. He doesn't have much of that. The 1-2 is chopped foul towards the on-base circle. The 1-2 from Kelly. Misses high and out of the zone. 2-2. Yeah, Elrod, I really don't understand why more pitchers have not tried to perfect that pitch. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over. In between short and third, and Money Mike gets things going once again. All right, Money Mike. Keep your game tight.
They know about that.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
Book of Eli comes to the plate now. If he does anything, we'll play it for Eli. First pitch on the way to Eli is a sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Next guy that doesn't have his unique sound bite, we'll play it then so you can get an idea of what it is. The 0-1, right there off the edge, 1-1. 1-1 count. These are not easy to make either because you have to search for stuff that you can use and clip it together. The 1-1 to Eli. Swing, pops it up, high in the sky. Calling for it is the right fielder, Corbin Carroll. He must wear his cap extremely loose because he lost it after like the third step and he wasn't really, or maybe he knocked it off. I'm getting a replay of it now. He must have knocked it off. So maybe he's got a deal with the hair salon or something. He's trying to show off his flow. But he came jogging in and the hat come flying off. I think he might have just Bryce Harpered himself. Nick Allen, the batter, righty-righty matchup. They're going to flip it over to first real quick. We'll go ahead and hit that button.
Bravo!
Vamos.
Bravo! Bravo!
First pitch on the way is a cutter right there on the edge. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. They're in straight-up double play depth for Nicky. There is an open shot on the right side as they hold on the runner, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Money Mike goes. The ball is into the outfield. He's going to try to go to third. I don't know if this is a great idea, but he's going to be there. All right. All right, Money Mike. How about it? The center fielder, Alec Thomas, I'm extremely surprised that play was not a lot closer. Harris has got good speed, but he one-hopped the ball from very shallow center field, which is why Harris was easily safe. So the 0-2 count in the dirt, 1-2. If we were trailing by 1, I would have been furious at the attempt, but because we're up by 2, and you got Allen at the plate, still not a great idea to be the third out at third, but when you get in the heat of the moment like that, you kind of understand it. The 1-2. Woo! Slider just below the knees. Good take by Allen, 2-2. 2-2 count. Gibson fires. Just misses off the plate. Full count. Standing on deck is Verdugo. The infield playing him pretty honest back, although the first baseman is cheating towards second. The payoff pitch to Allen. Swing, chops it foul. Tried to go with that curveball. He throws a 6-pitch mix. He is what I like to call the kitchen sink. He's one of those guys that has 6 pitches and he uses them all quite a bit. A four-seam, a change, a cut, a sinker, a curve, and a slider. The payoff pitch, swing, chops it over towards short. Should be an easy play for Perdomo. He'll fire it over to first. Little Nicky was running down the line, almost beat it. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put another on the board and a glove over the wall. I feel like we ought to get at least a half run for that too. Braves lead it 2-0. I'll look in to see if we can get 2.5-0.
If caffeine actually worked on me the way it was supposed to, I would be unstoppable. But unfortunately, it does not, so I stop often.
But the Pirates in pretty good shape right now with a 6-2 lead, bottom half of the ninth, and Glenn Hubbard leads it off for Atlanta. Hubbard, Cerrone, Washington due up here in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the 0-1. Down that left field line, that's a fair ball. Hubbard's got at least one. He'll head for second. Up with the ball is Orsulak, and Hubbard aboard with a leadoff double. Fly ball, right field, fairly deep but playable. Mike Brown there waiting. He'll make the catch. Hubbard will move over to third without a throw. The run will score. Well, that makes it a 6-3 ball game. And Ramirez, the Braves' last chance. He's 0 for 4. He's flied to center, grounded to short, flied to right, and struck out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Line towards center. That'll fall for a base hit. Caudell will get the green light around third. He'll score without a throw. And it's now a 6-4 ball game. The Braves will bring the potential tying run to the plate. There's the new pitcher for the Pirates, Don Robinson. He was the loser last night. 38th appearance, his 32nd in relief. Dale Murphy is the man he'll face. Murph tonight has doubled and homered in 4 at-bats. He represents the potential tying run. And the 0-2 pitch to Murphy. Line drive right field. It's going to fall in, base hit. Ramirez will take the turn at second, head for third, and the Braves are still alive. Runners first and third with 2 men out. Murphy's third hit of the game. Bob Horner was walked, flying to center, flying to left, and struck out 0 for 3. Murphy at first, Ramirez at third, 2 outs. And the 1-0 pitch. Deep to left center field. Back goes Orsulak, and the Braves have won it. Bob Horner strikes for a 3-run homer in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And the Braves come off the deck, scoring 7 runs, 5 of them in the bottom of the 9th. Atlanta wins it 7-6. What a finish.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Grant Holmes is to Naylor, is right there for a strike, righty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 92 inside. Holmes with 1 walk, no strikeouts as we start the bottom of the second, no hits. The 1-1 swing, that ball's hit hard towards center field, but coming over, making the running catch is Michael Harris II. 75% of the world is covered by water, the rest by the hawk. He almost got around on that one. That was right in his wheelhouse. He just got underneath that. He was sending that towards that pool out there. That's another one of those stadiums I'd love to go to one day. Sit out there in that pool. First pitch on the way is 4-seam fastball to Moreno. Misses high. It's 1-0. 1-0. High and inside. 2-0. Two-0 count. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. 91 right there on the black. 2-1. Grant Holmes, 16 pitches in here with 1 out. He had a very quick first inning. I believe it was 10 pitches. I had jotted down the 2-1. 94 just misses 3-1. So he's working himself into trouble here. Moreno will be followed by Suarez, and if they can keep the line moving, it's Alec Thomas in the hole. The 3-1 swing, chops it over towards short. Allen will flip it over to first, 6-3 on the putout, 2 down. So when his last game, he was having some struggles, and Kranitz went there and talked to him into moving to a slide step. And it looks like he's fallen in love with it because Grant Holmes has been using a slide step all night, even with runners off base. First pitch on the way, swing, that ball's belted deep into left field. She gone. 2-1 your score. Eugenio Suarez, who doesn't hit for a high average, but that is his 7th home run of the year. He's well below the Mendoza line. He smoked that pitch. Well, my point was going to be on that was I've been noticing with this slide step, he doesn't have the velocity that he normally has. So I don't know why he has fallen in love with that. I think he was, when Kranitz told him to go to that, it was more to get his control down because he was kind of all over the place. But that's not really something you want to fall in love with if you're a starting pitcher. That's 2 pitches that probably should have been gone. First pitch on the way to Alec Thomas is right there off the edge for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it over to Olsen. Olsen has it. Flips it to Holmes. And he'll step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. That was another hard-hit ball. They might need to fix that before the next inning. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves clinging to a 1-run lead when we return.
My visa declined at the sweater store this morning. The cashier had to ask me for my cardigan.
Just to clear the air, I don't give a about how nobody feel about me. Keep feeling it.
Today we are talking about the most interesting season that no one ever talks about. This is John Tudor's 1985 season. 1985 didn't start well for Tudor. Through May, he was 1-7 with a 3.47 earned run average. After one of his starts during that stretch, he received a call from his high school catcher who noticed a hitch in his delivery that he had not seen before. To say this change had a positive effect on him is an understatement. After the change, he went 20-1 with a 1.37 earned run average for the rest of the season. His 10 complete game shutouts that season all occurred in the last 4 months of the season. He is also the last major league player to hit double digits in shutouts. During the heart of the division race in 1985, he pitched 2 consecutive shutouts to start the month of September. Then he went toe-to-toe with the Cy Young winner that season, Dwight Gooden, pitching 10 shutout innings for his 3rd shutout in a row. In his first start in October, he would again shut out the Mets over 10 innings, but it wouldn't be enough. The Mets would get a solo shot from Darryl Strawberry in the 11th to win the game. During an interview after his 20th win that season, he gave most of the credit to his defense, saying he couldn't have done it without them. In the National League Championship Series, he would lose Game 1 after allowing 3 runs over 5 2/3 innings, but would bounce back in Game 4, only allowing 1 run over 7 innings. He started out the World Series strong by winning Games 1 and 4 and only allowing 1 run, but arm fatigue would finally get to him in Game 7 and he wouldn't make it out of the 3rd inning. He would finish 2nd in Cy Young voting that season, going 21-8 with a 1.93 earned run average. He had 14 complete games and led the National League in shutouts and whip. What made this season even more interesting is the fact that he never won more than 13 games in any season before or after 1985.
Name a baseball player that exemplifies what it means to be a great teammate.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Alex Verdugo. Misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0 from Kelly. He's at 44 pitches, by the way, as we begin the 3rd. Four-seamer, right down the pipe, first strike. Verdugo line one down the left field line his first time up. With the 1-1, kind of a check swing, go around swing. 1-2. Verdugo's going to take his time out. Hit it pretty hard, slicing it down the left field line, but the speed of Barroso, he was able to catch up to it. 1-2 count. Swing, chops it back up the middle. Should be a play for Perdomo. He'll fire it over to first. 6-3 on the putout. 2 away. 1 away, excuse me. Kelly stuck his right hand up, his pitching hand, trying to barehand that. I'm sure his manager gasped when he saw that. 1 down, Austin Riley, the batter. First pitch on the way. Swing. Hammers one deep into the stands over the first base side. It's 0-1. Righty. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul off his foot. 0-2. Standing on deck is Marcell Ozuna. He hit a home run, if you're just joining us, his first time up. He plowed one 444 feet. The 0-2, 92 misses high, 1-2. The other Braves run, if you're just joining us, came from a Sean Murphy home run that barely got over the fence, was almost robbed by the left fielder, but his glove went with the ball into the stands. The 1-2, caught looking strike 3. Riley down on strikes. He's 0 for 2 on a guy that came in 4 for 9 lifetime. They've changed the book on how they were going to approach him. 2 down. 2 strikeouts for Riley. 3 strikeouts for Kelly. Marcell Ozuna, who hit his 5th home run last time up, first pitch, 93 off the plate, called for a strike. Ozuna kind of shaking his head. Can't blame him. It was a bad call. It's 0-1, the 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. What really gets me is that some of these umpire reviews, scorecards that you get the next day is the 1-1 misses outside. 2-1. And what they will say is things like, well, this pitch and that pitch that he may have missed is the 2-1 pitch. Swing! That ball's hit for a base hit. That is into left field, a hard hit single, and the Big Bear gets rolling once again. But when they say things like on these cards, it'll say, well, they'll pick out a handful of pitches and say, well, these were important pitches that the umpire missed because it came in a key part of the game or whatnot. But I contend that anytime you blow a call, it affects the rest of the at-bat, which can affect the game. Because let's say off that first strike, Ozuna swings at a bad pitch on the second pitch, pops it up, and you're out of the inning as the first pitch on the way to Olsen is smoked over to second. A diving stab by Tawa. He'll jump up and flip it to Naylor, and that'll end the inning. Good defensive play by the Snakes. That ball should be in right field right now. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 2-1.
Pendleton pulls it down the right field line, hooking toward the corner. It is a fair ball. Pendleton on his way to second with a leadoff double. Rounded to the right, booted by Lee. Pendleton to third on the play. The 3-0 to Brady. Ball 4. Jim Leland on his way to the mound to take out Doug Dbacks. Tying run at second, winning run at first. Gant hits one to left. Bonds on the track, at the wall, makes the catch. Pendleton on to score the first Atlanta run of the ball game. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Oh, so close was the last pitch to Berryhill.
And Mike Laval, you're barking at home plate umpire Randy Marsh. He wanted it. He thought it was a strike.
1 out and the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Hunter, little looper, leaned is there and makes the catch. The runner tags but will not try it. He doesn't walk much. He walked only 17 times in 300 at-bats in AAA this year. He hacked at the 2-0, now the 2-1. Line drive and a base hit! Just as he scored the tying run, Green to the plate, and he is safe! Safe at the plate! The Braves go to the World Series!
There are 2 exceptional right-handed starters who didn't make this show because they straddled the line between the 1800s and the modern era. Cy Young is the all-time leader in wins, innings, complete games, and starts, but only 44% of his 511 victories came in the modern era. Cy, of course, has an award for pitching excellence named after him. There is no such award named in Kid Nichols' honor, but he's still one of the best. No pitcher, before or since, has matched his 7 seasons of 30 or more wins. But 86% of his 361 victories came before 1901. Kidd and Cy are both in the Hall of Fame. But because of when they began their careers, they are just a well-deserved postscript to this show. That's our now. What's yours?
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. It's funny, FanDuel showing the same thing I was just saying last inning about how he's no longer doing the high leg kick. He's doing the low leg kick. And he hasn't looked good tonight. That's the bottom line. 1-1 count to Barossa. Holmes slides and fires in the dirt, 1-2. Really think if he's going to use that, he really ought to do it, mix it around, right? Sometimes bring the high leg kick and sometimes do the slide step. But just going to a slide step, you're really helping out the batter. 1-2 in the dirt, swing. That'll be a strikeout. They'll have to flip it down to first for out number 1. He's been a reliever for most of his career, so because he had success in that last outing when he went to it at the end, but they were doing that to basically to calm down his mechanics. The other thing was to keep the base runners that were on were killing him, and then the other thing was, as the first pitch on the way is a slider down, it's 1-0. They were trying to control his command, and as he was getting tired, I think, from my understanding when I read the article later about it, is that the theory was when he was doing the high leg kick, because it was more exertion, that he was getting the ball up. 1-0. Slider in the dirt. 2-0. But he hasn't looked good tonight. I mean, he's gotten 2 hard-hit balls. One left the building. One almost did. The 2-0 count. Right there, got a good call from home plate umpire. Randazzo, slider below the knees, we'll take it. It's 2-1. The 2-1, swing, rifles it foul, 2-2. Now, I don't claim to be any kind of pitching coach, don't get me wrong, but it's just something that I've observed. And before, when you would see Grant Holmes come out, he'd be firing bullets, and now he's just kind of pushing them up there. Two. Swing, rifles it foul. 96 came inside. That one was a little higher step, not much of one, but a little higher. Got an alert that I guess Denver toppled the Clippers on a last-second alley-oop dunk that had to get reviewed. They won it by 2. The 2-2 in the dirt. Ball 3-2. That slider is the one that's really, he hasn't had much control of it. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the slide step, but it is jumping out at you. The payoff pitch from Holmes. Swing, rifles it foul. Do it again. And when you do that slide step, the one thing I do know is that when you're doing that slide step, you're putting a lot more tension on your arm and your upper body as opposed to letting your lower body bring the ball. Payoff pitch. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did, strike 3. Tawa doesn't like it. I'd have to see another look at that. Two down. Oh, yeah, he definitely went around. From the front view, it's hard to tell sometimes, but that bat went all the way around. That'll bring Corbin Carroll to the plate. First pitch on the way is a slider down below the knees. Called for a strike. It's 0-1. Grant Holmes gets that call all night long. We'll be in business. The 0-1. Changeup misses well out of the zone. 1-1. Bravos lead it 1-1, 2-1. We're in the bottom of the third. We'll have the middle of the order due up in the fourth. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Grant Holmes 2 2/3 innings so far with 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit, and the home run served. 2-1 count. Swing. Rattles it foul down the left field line. That ball went a ways, but it was plenty foul, 2-2. He just showed Snicker up there. He was damn near dozing off, and his eyes went real wide. I hope someone turns that into a GIF. He's right next to Crandons, and his eyes got as big as $50. The 2-2. Caught! Looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. So just as I'm picking apart his mechanics, he strikes out the side. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Does it ever bother you that people call you Shorty? Does it bother you that people call you a retard? Nobody calls me that. Right. Does anyone ever call me names? Or...
You mean like retard?
Yeah.
No.
The following people need to be deported immediately. People who wear tight jeans when it's hot outside. People who have tummy aches. People who have destination weddings. Anyone who refuses to accept, there's only one Willy Wonka. People who chew with their mouth open. People who take a nap wearing jeans. People who have gender reveal parties. People who name their kids something normal but change the spelling.
Y'all are clingy as hell. Why do you need to see me 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Why can't I just meet up with you on Tuesday, we discuss our relationship, and I go to home? You're requiring more from me than my own family. The balls, the gall, to say, would you like to come in on your day off? I barely made it through my own shift, and you asked me if I want to cover for somebody else. I'm going to cover some, all right? This phone so I don't see it vibrating.
Roger Connor, not to be confused with John Connor, wasn't a Terminator, but he terminated baseballs. Just ask any pitcher during his era. He slugged baseball's first Grand Slam in 1881, even though the term hadn't been invented yet. They didn't call it a walk-off home run either. Despite his large stature, 6'3", 200 pounds to be exact, he still was pretty agile on the base pass, stealing 244 and hitting 233 triples. He had extraordinary power, once hitting a home run completely out of the Polo Grounds and right onto 112th Street. He was the first player to reach 1,000 career walks, and his 138 career home runs would not be passed until some guy named Babe Ruth came along. If you wanted to find him, all you had to do was look up league leaders from every season from 1880 to 1894, where he was a mainstay. His defense vastly improved after moving from third base to first base, where he led the league 4 times in fielding percentage. Some people believe he was one of the reasons the New York Gothams got the nickname Giants.
Welcome back to Braves Country. Sean Murphy will lead us off. First pitch on the way to the Smurf is a curveball upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. I believe John's at the games tonight, isn't he? Wasn't there I saw the game last night got rained out. I think they were doing a doubleheader today. The 0-1 chops it foul. 0-2. I'm talking about the Boston-Cleveland series. Sean Murphy barely got her over the last time up. It was enough for a home run and to take the left fielder's glove with him. The 0-2 in the dirt, kicks away to the backstop, 1-2. It's another one of those wish I had a strikes. Wish I had a swung at that because I'd be standing at first right now. That ball bounced to the moon before it got to the backstop. The 1-2. Try to get him to chase that slider once again, 2-2. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Merrill Kelly is at 60 pitches as we begin the 4th inning. We need to get that pitch count up. Braves 2, Snakes 1. The 2-2. Down below the knees, sinker just misses, 3-2. Payoff pitch from Kelly. Down below the knees, ball 4. Those were 2 really close pitches. Great takes by Smurf, and he'll head on down to first. I'll play that Kenny Powers when he comes back, Mark. We had accidentally deleted it pregame, and it took me a while to get it back from the cloud. First pitch on the way is a swing. That ball's rifled down the right field line. Just foul. And I mean just foul. That was lightning coming off the bat of little Ozzie Albies. It's 0-1. Talk about a game of inches. If that stays fair, we're going to have second and third, nobody out. The 0-1. Open stance from the left side. Rocks and fires. Swing. Rattles it out of the glove of the backstop. Moreno. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The infield is back and to the right. Third baseman basically playing at shortstop position, so a huge hole down the left field line. The 0-2. Fastball misses high and out of the zone, 1-2. They were set up top out high, trying to get him to chase. Pop one out. You'd love to see that ball get just a little further down and Ozzie shoot it down the left field side. The 1-2 count. They set up outside again. Here's the pitch. Swing. Dribbles it over towards second. It's going to be a 4-6. And that'll be it. Ozzie Albies will bust it down the line and stay on the base paths. Smurf came in with the feet first slide, and Perdomo never really had much of a chance of getting that ball down to first base in time. He thought about it, though. I was hoping he was going to chuck it in the stands. Actually, I just realized Perdomo barehanded that toss. That was a pretty good play by him. Kelly turns around and flips it fast over to first. Keep Ozzie close by. We'll change your view just in case Ozzie takes off. Righty-lefty matchup now as Michael Harris II digs in. The first pitch. 92 out wide. It's 1-0. Harris singled his first time up. He's really starting to hit the ball well. Raises average down to 250. And don't screw with it. Don't move him up in the lineup. Keep him where he is. That's where he hits the best. Right in the middle. The 1-0. Swing, chops it back towards the mound. It's going to be an easy 1-3 putout, but Ozzie Albies will make it down to second base. So it'll basically be a swinging bunt, though he won't get the sacrifice. Just got a piece of the ball off the edge of the plate. Just tapped it by the barrel and dribbled it to the pitcher. So that'll bring up the right-handed bat of Eli White. He's 0 for 1. Been hitting well this week. First pitch on the way. 90 at the knees. It's 0-1. Flew out his first time up. Kelly about to throw his 70th pitch. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Robert Griffin the first, good to see you. The 1-1. Swing, chops it off his foot. It's 1-2. Eli with those high socks. I still think that's the best looking baseball. I miss the stirrups, the ones that, remember Chipper used to wear them every once in a while? He didn't always wear them, but man, I think more players should wear those stirrups. Looks like old school baseball. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing, chops it off his foot. We'll do it again. I want to wear them, but I think my wife thinks I'll get funny looks going out to the grocery store. So a 1-2 count by Eli. Ozzie in scoring position. Anything that gets down into the outfield should score the Wiz. Eli digs in the 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. They checked down. They said he went around. Not sure about that, but home plate umpire did check for Vondrick to call it yay or nay, and he said yay. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country, your Atlanta Braves lead it 2-1. We go to the bottom of the fourth.
In 1970, the Cardinals signed a catcher out of high school named Randy Poffo. He played in the minors for the Cardinals and the Reds for 4 years before quitting baseball. He instead pursued professional wrestling, where he became the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage.
I can tell you my grandma had 4 babies at once.
4 at once?
Yeah, they called them quadruplets. Yeah. And the doctor come up there to deliver the babies, and he had my grandpappy holding the lantern, and he said, "Here come the baby," and the baby come out, and then he held up the lantern. He said, "Hold up that lantern again. I think there's another." Sure enough, another baby come out. He said, "Hold that lantern up." I said, "I think there's another." And grandpappy held it up, and there comes another. The 4th baby started to come. He said, "Hold that lantern up." Grandpappy said, "No, I think it's the light that's attracting them."
I'm a Sagittarius, which probably tells you way more than you need to know.
Yes, it tells us that you participate in the mass cultural delusion that the sun's apparent position relative to arbitrarily defined constellations at the time of your birth somehow affects your personality.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding, the sporting goods king, could look back on a long career in baseball. First as a superb pitcher, then as a ruthless club owner, finally as the man who had made the game big business. But he still had one more service to perform. He was determined to prove that baseball was an exclusively American invention, the brainchild of some ingenious American lad. He appointed a commission to prove it, but 2 years of research turned up almost nothing. Then, in 1905, a letter arrived from a frail old man who claimed that General Abner Doubleday had invented baseball as a boy in Cooperstown, New York, one afternoon in 1839. It wasn't true, but it was just what Spaulding had been looking. It proved, he said, that baseball truly was the national game, played by Americans, watched by Americans, now invented by an American.
Welcome back. First pitch from Holmes, misses off the plate. It's 1-0. Grant's at 39 pitches is the 1-0, down and in, 2-0. Righty-lefty matchup to lead us off. Pavin Smith, the left-hander, who has 4 home runs, and Naylor, 4 home runs from the left side, are due up as well. So 3 lefties in this part of the inning. The 2-0 right there for a strike, 2-1. 2-1 count. Brings it inside. Slider misses. 3-1. Three-one count. High and out of the zone. Ball 4. So a second 5-pitch walk of the night. Perdomo, pretty good speed, representing the tying run. Stands at first. First pitch on the way to Pavin Smith. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. We'll change the view so you can see if he takes off. They're going to flip it over to first real quick. No real chance to get Perdomo on that pickoff. Man, he wound up on it. He might as well have sent him a telegram to let him know he was throwing it over there. But good play by Olsen, because I'm surprised that thing didn't handicap him. The 0-1. Inside. 1-1. Pavin Smith grounded into his double play his last time out. We could use one of those. He's sitting on the season at 359 with 4 home runs, 9 RBI, and 1169 OPS. 1-1. In the dirt, did he go around? Looked like he may have. Kuzi says he didn't. 2-1. Holmes. Teetering. A tough inning if he doesn't get down here. The 2-1 pitch, 94. Crosses up Murphy, but Murphy held it in for a strike, 2-2. The 2-2 count. Down and in, full count. So a full count. Holmes comes set, brings it. The pitch looked like it was right there, but he's not going to get the call because Smurf jumped up and was unable to hold the call. He's kind of danged if he does and danged if he doesn't, because if he holds it and gets the strike, the runner's going to be standing there at second. Grant's coming out there and talking to him. Maybe he finally woke up and realized that he's changed his delivery for good. He's not getting any power on that pitch. He's got runners at first and second, nobody out. We're here in the fourth. The Braves lead at 2-1. He's okay on pitch count right now, but he's got to get it together. That pitch was just a touch low below the zone, but he's been calling the ball low there all night long. If you're that close to the zone, he's been giving it to him. He didn't get the call and never would have had the call because he had to jump up like that. Not that that's Smurf's fault, but first pitch on the way to Naylor is a cutter inside. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. First and second, nobody out. 1-0. High and out of the zone, 2-0. So that slide step he's gone to, looks like it almost might be permanently, is not doing him well. Two 2-1 count. Swing, chops it over to first. Olsen has it, but it was such a slow developing grounder, he has to go to first for the automatic out. And the runners at first and second head down to second and third. With a one-run lead, you would think the Braves would not play the infield in, that they would play back or maybe halfway, trying not to give up the lead on a dribbler through the middle. The infield is actually back. First pitch on the way, 94 well inside to Moreno. It's 1-0. Holmes comes set, swing, rifles it foul, out of play, 1-1. Holmes primarily throws three pitches, the four seam, the slider, and curve. And they come in as the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses high and out of the zone, 2-1. Combined, they come in at about 89% of his pitch selection. He does throw a cutter at about 8% of the time. And then he's got a sinker and a change as the 2-1, nowhere near the zone. Spins him around, almost gets him under the chin. 3-1. He's got a cutter and change, a change and a sinker that he throws for a combined 3% of the time. So really just a change of pace type pitch. And he just started throwing those, especially the sinker. 3-1. Swing and a miss, 94 miles an hour. Full count. When you got a good fastball like that, sometimes it's time to lean on it when you're not hitting your other pitches. Tell you what's weird about that four-seam fastball. They showed the replay going into the mid. It didn't have a lot of rotation. That's very odd. I don't know how in the world he got that much juice on it. It almost had like a knuckleball spin, but it went straight. Time was called by the batter. You had a full count, runners at second and third. They represent the go-ahead runs. The payoff pitch swung on, chopped foul, went to the slider. Full count. Standing on deck is Eugenio Suarez, and he's the one that hit the home run last time. I don't know if I've ever seen a four-seam fastball hit 94, 95 miles an hour without any rotation. I don't think it was deliberate. I think it just happened. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. The television guys on both networks must have noticed it too, because they both did close-ups as the ball went into the mid. At first I thought I'd seen it wrong. I was like, nah, there's no way. Surprised it didn't have much more movement with it not having that spin rate on it. The payoff, swing, rattles it foul. 96 on the outer edge. Full count. 60 pitches now for Holmes. He has recorded just the one out. Could use a big strikeout or a pop out or a comeback or anything to keep those runners at bay. Infield is back into the left. The payoff. Swing. Fights it off again. This will now be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Braves 2, Snakes 1, bottom 4. The payoff pitch. Swing, rattles it foul again. So 7 of the 10 pitches and he's thrown have been in the zone, and 6 have been fouled away. The 3-2 swing. That ball's lifted into left. That's going to get down for a base hit. That'll easily score 2. And the Braves trail 3-2. Moreno just kept working the count. That last pitch was a slider down in the zone, and he was able to lift it out to left field. Just got way too much lift on that. And he's probably throwing it a little higher just because he wants to make sure he gets the strike. But he left it up a little too high and pay dirt for the Snakes. First pitch on the way. Suarez is a slider down and in. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. 94 misses inside, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way is a 94 mile an hour fastball, just misses the zone. But the catcher at first will change it back to behind the plate for you. The 2-1, swing and a miss, slider, 2-2. The 2-2, up top, misses high. Full count. The payoff pitch, swing, belted. Deep into the night. She gone. A 2-run shot, his second home run of the night. And that slide step needs to go back down to the minor leagues. If he's going to throw like that, they need to go ahead and send him back. I think they just need to fix it. Sometimes these pitchers have to get pounded right down their throat to understand that what they were doing was working and to not fool with it. I mean, that ball was crushed. He's given up 5 earned runs. Still a long time to go in this one. Well, he's only through 3 1/3. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Carroll. He's ready to shoot it right down his windpipe. It's 0-1. He came out of his shoes on that swing. The 0-1 swing, rips it into right field, down for a base hit. Granite's finally got on the phone, and he's talking to the bullpen. Got to figure it's probably some schmo that they've got working up down there, because at 5-2, if they bring someone in, it's got to be someone. It could be Scott Blewett, but it's got to be someone that can kind of bridge them to the back of the game. Got a feel for Grant Holmes because he had success at the end of that game with that slide step, and he tried to basically reinvent himself in this start, and it's not working. It is Scott Blewett working in the bullpen up there. The right-hander's getting warm. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch on the way to Carroll, 95 off the plate. Barossa. 2-0. 2-0 count. Alec Thomas standing at first. The 2-0. Off the glove of Murph right there for a strike, 2-1. The runner will stay put over there at first. Ball just kind of popped out but stayed right in front of Smurf. Braves trail 5-2. The 2-1 pitch. 92 on the outer edge. 2-2. A little strange that, well, I guess it's not that strange, but when he was struggling throughout this entire game and he got the 2 runners on at second and third, that's when the bullpen should have started getting warm. It's a well-rested bullpen at this point. The 2-2 swung on, chopped over to basically short. Riley is standing over there. He'll flip it to second. Nick Allen, the shortstop, was standing right by the bag. He had no chance to get the runner, who has great speed, busting it down the line. So it's going to be a 5-6 put out at second base. And the speedster will be at first with 2 outs. Tawa, second baseman, swings at the first pitch he sees. Chopped over to Riley. He's got to hurry. He'll flip it over there to Olsen. He'll get Tawa in the nick of time. But not before the Snakes put 4 on the board. Back to the drawing board, Grant. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
If you're making sandwiches, always leave the knife hanging over the sink in case you want one later. Be a man.
Yellow. Didn't I just ask you not to pick up?
No, you said I should hang up and you'd call right back.
Okay, what I meant was I wanted the machine to get it, not you. I'm trying to check my messages.
You want me to just check them for you?
No, thank you, no. Last time you did that, you erased all the messages and our outgoing messages and unplugged the lamp. Just let it ring, okay?
That's your world. I just live in it.
Yellow.
Most people don't examine the meaning of the word exploitation. I think if you ask most people, they would say to be exploited is to have a low wage. Whereas the real meaning of it is to have a tremendous discrepancy between what your services are worth and what you are paid.
In 1946, the major league owners had established a minimum salary of $5,000 a year. In 1966, midst of a decade dedicated to change, it had risen only $2,000. 2 months before the 1966 season began, Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale demanded a raise from their owner, Walter O'Malley, insisting that he negotiate with them as a pair. Without their combined talents, they felt, the Dodgers were sure to end up in the cellar. They also insisted that the Dodgers deal with their agent, something new in baseball, not with them. An infuriated O'Malley refused. Baseball is an old-fashioned game with old-fashioned traditions, he said, and since the reserve clause barred their trying to play for anyone else, he resolved to wait them out.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch to Nick Allen, who leads us off, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 90-mile-an-hour sinker right down the pipe. 1-1. The 1-1 from Kelly. Swing, chops it over to third. Should be an easy play by Suarez. He'll flip it over to first. 5-3 on the putout, 1 away. Kelly's pitch count is up to 76. If they can work the count this inning and not get out of their game plan, they could push him out of the game and get into this Arizona bullpen. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is a hanging curveball belt high. It's 0-1. Verdugo lined out his last time up. The 0-1 swung on, lifted into center field, drifting back, making the catch just before the warning track for out number 2. So 2 quick outs, and Austin Riley's the batter. Riley struck out his first 2 times up. Coming in tonight, he was 4 for 9 lifetime versus Kelly. First pitch, right there at the knees. Sinker, it's 0-1. Braves have scored 2 runs, both via the home run. Ozuna, who's on deck in, Smurf, the 0-1, chops it back towards the pitcher's mound. And Naylor almost didn't cover the bag. He was waiting for Kelly. Kelly flips it to him, and it is going to be a 1-3 put out. Riley spikes his helmet. I don't think you get points for that. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. The Braves trail 5-2.
This is the story of one of the greatest pitchers' duels in baseball history. The date, May 1st, 1920. The place, Braves Field on a chilly and muggy day. On the mound for the Robins was Leon Cador, who was coming off his best season, a season in which he won 14 games. The Boston Braves would counter with Joe Eschker, who was looking to bounce back from a subpar showing in 1919. It wasn't until the 5th inning when the first run would cross the plate, when Ivy Olson singled over the shortstop's head. Not even an inning later, the Braves would tie the game on an RBI single of their own. As the game progressed, the wind started to blow in from center field and was turning balls that would normally be hits into lazy fly ball outs. After 9 innings, the score remained tied at 1, and this continued on without another threat until the 17th inning when Brooklyn loaded the bases. Again, it was snuffed out with a double play. At this point, both starting pitchers were still on the mound. Once they reached the 23rd inning with both starting pitchers still on the mound, they broke the National League record for number of innings played in a game. 3 innings later, with a darkening sky, the game was called despite the protest of players saying they wanted to play the equivalent of 3 9-inning games. When this game ended, it entered the record books as the longest game in baseball history. Remarkably, this game only lasted 3 hours and 50 minutes. Both pitchers who started the game finished all 26 innings.
Finally, the pitchers were forced to negotiate for themselves, separately, and settled for considerably less than they had wanted. Without a union, even 2 of the game's greatest stars were forced to give in to management.
You think of people who changed the game of baseball. Well, aside from Babe Ruth, of course, the Bambino and his home runs, and Jackie Robinson entering, the third name has to be Marvin Miller, who led in organizing the Baseball Players Union and thus changed the game.
On March 5th, 1966, the largely ceremonial and ineffective Major League Baseball Players Association created the full-time post of executive director and appointed to it a veteran labor organizer, Marvin Miller.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
The 1-0 pitch to Corbin Carroll. Maybe we can change his luck by playing his clip. It's right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Or 1-1, excuse me. 1-1. Missed high and out for the first pitch. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul. 1-2. Braves trail 5-2. If you're just joining us, all 5 runs earned, and 4 of them were in the last inning. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that nasty curveball. One away. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Braves. 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Diamondbacks. So he's got the 4 strikeouts. Holmes has 3 walks. And that really has come around to bite him. Speaking of walks, Perdomo has 2 of them. He'll take the first pitch at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. One of those walks that Perdomo got on with, he cashed it in for a run. The 0-1 swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Who wants it? Verdugo. Shallow left field. He'll make the catch. Quickly 2 down. Holmes could really use a quick 5th inning. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. Righty-lefty matchup. Pavin Smith takes 95 at the knees. Good pitch. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Right there, down and in. Changeup just misses. 1-1 count. Holmes, slide step, swing and a miss. 1-2. Braves trail 5-2. The 1-2 is down and in. Evens up the count 2-2. Two count. Swing, chops it over to first. Olson's got it. He'll flip it to Holmes. That'll end the inning. He's at 87 pitches. They may bring him back out for a 6th. Heck, if you're losing by 3, at that point, you might as well try to save your bullpen. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Redneck word of the day, inhale. Why inhale these gas prices so high?
Dad?
Yep.
I have a guy question. You know, I've been dating my boyfriend for like 3 years, right?
Yep.
And I just feel like I can't get any further along with life with him.
Yeah.
We talk about marriage and he agrees. We talk about kids and he wants them too. We like the same things, but nothing ever happens. All the stuff we talk about in our future never gets past talking. It's been 3 years and I can't get him to take the next step in anything.
Well, maybe he's not ready to get married.
Or maybe it's me.
Or maybe it's the 2 of you. Maybe he's just not the right guy.
Dad, do you know how hard it is to go through this? Not feeling like everyone is ever going to love me for me?
Yeah, it's probably about as hard as when a dad has to watch his little girl grow through it. I know. Listen, there is a key for every lock. Now, are you telling me that he's got the key to the door to your future and he just won't open the door and go? Or maybe he's the wrong guy and doesn't even have the key. Did you ever consider that?
I don't know, Dad. I'm not sure of anything.
Be sure that I love you and carry on, okay?
I grew up in Brooklyn, not very far from Ebbets Field, and I was a fan of the Brooklyn Dodgers from the earliest days I can remember. That ended first when I left Brooklyn, and second when shortly thereafter the Dodgers left Brooklyn.
Marvin Miller had spent most of his life in the labor movement, the International Association of Machinists, the United Automobile Workers, and for 16 years, the United Steelworkers.
Marvin Miller was probably the greatest thing that ever happened to baseball as far as the players are concerned. The moment that we found out that the owners didn't want Marvin Miller, he was our guy.
Tough, seasoned, and relentless, Miller rallied the players to the organization, then demanded that the club owners bargain collectively, provide improved pensions, raise minimum salaries.
When Marvin started, the owners obviously weren't prepared to fall in love with him. And as a matter of fact, the more they saw of Marvin, the less prepared to fall in love with him they were. He obviously did a great job for the players as far as getting them salaries. I'm not sure on balance that he was good for baseball.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna, who's 2 for 2. Swings and fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. I think it's going to be hard to bring back Rick Camp. It's the 0-1 pitch. Swing! That ball's belted down the left field line. Plenty of distance, but foul. It's 0-2. Who was that said that? Was that Robert Griffin the first? Rick Camp's been gone for well over a decade. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. Passed away at a really young age. I looked it up at the break because I thought maybe I'd misremembered it. Yeah, he passed away at the age of 60 back in 2013. 1-2 count. Swing, chops it over to third. Easy 5-3 put out. Start the sixth inning, one away. One down. Matt Olson, the batter. But if you can bring him back, he'll probably work pretty cheap. First pitch on the way to Olson is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. He wouldn't have a clue what the economy looks like nowadays. 12 years back, you can get him real cheap. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. There's Oswaldo. Righty-lefty matchup. Braves trail 5-2. The pitch on the way. Cutter misses outside 1-2. Kelly at 87 pitches. That very quick fifth inning by the Braves has allowed him to go this far. They had him on the ropes, and they just really bailed him out. The 1-2. Swing, chops it over to second. Easy 4-3 put out. 2 down. Two down. We'll go ahead and play it for Oswaldo.
¡Vamos!
Bravo.
Vamos.
Bravo.
¡Vamos!
Bravo.
Sean Murphy will be the batter with 2 down. 88 pitches for Kelly, so he's an out away from getting a quality start. First pitch on the way. 92 at the knees. It's 0-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. It's a 4:10 first pitch. Schwellenbach on the bump. The 0-1. Swing. Hammers it down the third base line, but foul. It's 0-2. That's 2 pitches this inning that came very close. If the Ozuna ball stays fair, be a 2-run game, and that one there would have Murph sitting on second base. The 0-2. Swing, chops it foul, will do it again. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it foul. Sinker on the inner cut. Out of town scoreboard looks like this real quick. As the 0-2 pitch. Swing. Dribbles it over to short. Should be an easy play for Perdomo with the catcher running. 6-3 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. The Braves go in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th, trailing by 3.
If y'all see me walking barefoot in downtown Nashville, mind your business.
First time I was on tour, I was about 20 years old. I was with Buddy Holly.
With Buddy Holly?
Yeah, and in fact, that's the farthest I'd ever been away from home. It was in New York City, and they saw me coming really well. I went to this restaurant there, and this woman come up and she said, what can I do for you? And I really, bologna and cheese, and beef is just about it with me. I didn't know nothing about corned beef and all that stuff, and it was delicatessen, so I ordered a sandwich. And she brought it to me,
And I didn't like it at all, so I just took one bite, and I was sitting back, didn't want to make no noise or waves. She come over and said, okay, I'll charge you for just half a sandwich and give you another one. What'll it be? They still didn't have no bologna, I ordered another one, and I didn't like it either, so I put it in my pocket.
You put it in your pocket?
In my pocket. I didn't want to make her mad, man.
But the next day, the Orioles took an early 3-0 lead. Then, in the bottom of the 6th inning, Cleon Jones of the Mets alleged he had been hit in the foot by pitcher Dave McNally. The umpire hadn't seen it. Hodges called for the ball and pointed to a minute speck of shoe polish. Jones went to first.
And here comes Earl Weaver. You could bet on that.
Next up was Don Clendenin.
Deep left field to the warning track.
His home run into the left field stand scored Jones and brought the Mets to within 1 run.
McNally ahead on War.
In the 7th, Al Weiss, normally an easy out, somehow managed to hit a home run to tie up the game.
This game has 3 runs apiece.
In the bottom of the 8th, 2 Met doubles and 2 costly Baltimore errors put New York ahead for good.
Welcome back. Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. There's a bit of a delay. There's some kind of debris sitting in the outfield, but I guess they're just going to let it go. First pitch on the way to Naylor is swung on and lifted high. Deep into left field, drifting back, making the catch is Verdugo. 1 away. Looks like it's a piece of paper or something. It didn't look like it was a ball. Holmes at 89 pitches. He's still using that slide step if y'all are curious, so they haven't done anything to change it. Maybe it'll be something he'll work on before the next start. Moreno, the batter, he's 1 for 2. First pitch on the way. 4-seam fastball. Yeah, it is. It's a watered up piece of paper. Nobody's getting it. It's just sitting there on the warning track. I just hope no one slips on it. The 0-1. Right there at the knees, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. It might be the game plan for Grant Holmes today. Might as well wad that up and throw it out. Righty-righty matchup. Wind is really starting to whip here in the stadium, the 0-2. Swung on, chopped over towards short. Allen's got to hurry. He'll flip it over to first, and it's a 6-3 putout. 2 down. 2 down. Though if he hasn't had his best stuff, if Holmes can get through 6, that's still a positive. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Suarez, and he belts another one. And that ball is crushed. And Suarez is Grant Holmes' daddy. That's his 3rd home run tonight. And all 3 of them have been annihilated. Holy cow. And Snicker comes out a day late and $1 short to come talk to Holmes, and that'll probably be it for him. But when the guy has owned you like that, you might want to make that move before Suarez. I didn't realize that was him coming to the plate when the 2nd out. They're going to take a quick break and come back and bring probably Scott out of the bullpen. Braves trail 6-2, 2 down here in the 6th.
Say the weird thing.
I don't understand what baking soda really is. Because in the context of making baked goods rise, that makes sense, baking soda. But you're telling me this magical dust is also mouthwash, deodorant, teeth whitener, fridge odor neutralizer, air freshener, apparently it's a whitening agent for my laundry, kitchen cleaner, carpet stain remover, pesticide remover for fruits and veggies, silverware polisher, scorched pot cleaner, Oil and grease fire extinguisher. Homemade weed killer. It can help treat heartburn and may soothe canker sores. It may improve exercise performance, and it may relieve itchy skin and sunburns, and may slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. What is this stuff?
If you had to make an educated guess, how much money do you think Generation X owes Columbia House? Is it more than like the national debt? 12 CDs for a penny. Be these little cards you could fill out, and they would send them to you in the mail, only on the good faith that you're gonna buy another CD from them the next month. When they really wanted to put the heat on us to pay for it, they'd send us these little collection card notices, fill out another card under a fake name, get 12 more CDs. Probably like Napster and LimeWire and all that came out, and the artists were like, no, you can't give away our music for free. We've been getting your music for free the whole time.
Ball players are no match for him. He has a steel-trapped mind wrapped in a butter-melting voice. He runs the players through a high-pressure spray the way an auto goes through a car wash, and that's how they come out, brainwashed. Dick Young, New York Daily News.
Sports writers following the developing conflict were, for the most part, uninterested in the complicated labor issues, making them active agents against Miller and the union. For years, the public and even some players distrusted it. The battle over who would...
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Scotty B. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0. Swung on, chopped over towards second. Ozzy's got it, and that'll end the inning. But out before your Atlanta Braves give up another run as Grant Holmes' his night is through. The Braves got to try to climb back in it when we return.
You know, poop jokes aren't my favorite, but they're a solid number 2.
As the young kids say, it do be bussin' respectfully.
Don't ever say that again.
Yeah, it's best that I don't.
That was bad.
It was wasn't it?
Total.
And here's Dale Murphy. At 439 with 6 homers, 18 RBIs already, and in a spot where he has a chance to get some more. Ramirez at second, Perry at first. Downstairs to Murph, 1 ball, no strikes. There is a drive. Did he get enough of it? Back goes McReynolds. He looks up and he kisses it goodbye. A 3-run homer for Murphy. Touch a ball, Murph. That's 7 and 21 RBIs, and it's 3-0. That's the way Babe Ruth hit him, a mile high.
If smoking is so bad, then why does it cure salmon?
Hey, this is my final message to y'all, because you probably ain't gonna see me again. My old lady texted me a minute ago and asked me if I thought her forehead was big, and I said that I probably wouldn't ever kiss the same spot twice. And she said, I'll see you when you get home.
The outfield around to the left to Frank Robinson, the right-hand batter. Long drive to left field, way back, kiss it goodbye, home run.
On December 9th, 1965, the day Branch Rickey died, the Cincinnati Reds let outfielder Frank Robinson go. He had played magnificently for them since 1956, when he hit 38 home runs to tie the rookie record. He charged into outfield walls to make spectacular catches, hurled himself into opposing infielders to break up double plays, and in 1961 won the National League's Most Valuable Player award. In casting him off, the Cincinnati owner explained that Robinson was too old at 30.
Welcome back, Ryan Thompson. We'll start this inning off. The right-hander was a 3.72 ERA. Sidewinder flips one up there to Ozzie Albies. It's 0-1. Almost a submarine pitch, or more of a 3/4 release. The 0-1 righty-lefty. Open stance from the left side. The pitch, swing. Hammered into right field. Worm burner past the diving first baseman. Naylor gets up and wipes all the scuff off his elbow and his shirt. And your Atlanta Braves start this inning off with a single. Only way to come back from 4 is to score that first one. Righty-lefty matchup. Michael Harris the second, the batter. First pitch on the way. 89. Misses the edge, but gave him a strike call. It's 0-1. Ozzie on base will go ahead and set up the action cam. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. Got underneath that one. That one's going to stay in play. Coming over, making the easy catch is Suarez over at third base foul territory, one away. Out of town scoreboard looks like this. Rays 2-0 over the Padres in the fourth. Pirates trail the Dodgers 2-1 in the third. Mariners and Marlins. Seattle has just taken a 1-run lead in the first. These games are finals. Tigers over the Orioles 4-3. That was the game one of the doubleheader. As Ozzie goes, and the throw is down to second, and he is going to be safe. So a good job of running there by Ozzie Albies gets himself into scoring position. Your Atlanta Braves. Good jump by Ozzie. He went flying in there. So that'll break up the double play. Eli White, the batter, the 1-0. Brings it. Swing! That ball's belted deep into left. If it's fair, it's gone. It's going to go off the pole. How about that? That ball went bang off the foul pole, and your Atlanta Braves have cut this lead in half. It's 6-4. His second home run of the year, a 408-foot shot. I don't know if I buy the 408. That ball was belted. But it hit the foul pole. Actually just went to the right of the foul pole. There's an overhang. It looked like it hit the foul pole, but it actually hit the overhang just behind it. The Braves trail 6-4. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. Right there at the knees, it's 0-1. The 0-1.
¡Bravo!
Bravo.
Vamos.
Bravo.
¡Vamos!
Bravo.
1-1. Swing. That ball's lifted into right field. Coming in and making the sliding catch is Corbin Carroll. Good defensive play by Carroll. There's 2 away. Two down. He was playing him pretty shallow. With the speed of Corbin, he came in, making the sliding catch in right field, but the Braves have cut it to 2. First pitch on the way to Alex Verdugo is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. This would be a good time for him to hit his first home run as a Brave. The 0-1. Batting .233 now, the pitch. Swing. Lifts it into center field. Coming over, making the running catch is Thomas, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Have cut this lead in half. It's 6-4. Don't go anywhere, because we know what we like to do in the 8th inning here in 2025. Get up and stretch.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All one. On two. On three. Me out to the ball. Hey, me out to the night. Find me something up Cracker Jack.
First pitch on the way from Scotty B is a slider right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Barossa the batter. He'll be followed by Tawa and Carroll. Smurf was having an issue with his gear. The 0-1 misses outside splitter. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves would cut this to a 2-run game. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Splitter. 1-2. They're hoping for Scotty to get through the next two batters. I would think if they're trying to actually win this game, after that you have 4 left-handers due up, but there's only a right-hander warming up in the pen with Pierce Johnson. The pitch is in the dirt. 2-2. So it'll be interesting how they play this out. A little surprised you don't see Bummer warming up. The 2-2 swung on, slice foul down the line. We'll do it again. After these two batters, you have Carroll, Perdomo, Pavin, Smith, and Naylor. They were all left-handed batters. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The ball bounces away, but Smurf has it. He'll flip it to Olsen. 1 down. Braves have done a lot of their damage here in 2025 in the 8th inning. And in the 8th inning, they will have Austin Riley, Marcell Ozuna, and Matt Olson due up if anybody gets on Smurf. Scotty B has to try to hold him here. Tawa, 0 for 2, takes the first pitch in the dirt. 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires, 92, nowhere near the zone. 2-0. 2-0 count. Fastball, 92, top of the zone. Might have been a touch high, but we'll take it. 2-1. The 2-1. Whoa, hey, high. Well out of the zone. Ball 3, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Braves trail 6-4. Scott Blewett, his 12th pitch of the night. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Slider at the knees. It's full count. On deck, top of the order, Corbin Carroll. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider. 2 away. 2 down, and this is where it gets iffy. Do they leave him in, or do they make the move to the bullpen with the top of the order coming up? He pitched an out in the last inning, so he does not have to face 3 batters, but he will here. And the most dangerous bat in the lineup, Corbin Carroll, stands in. First pitch, swing and a miss. Slider, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Another diving slider. 0-2. 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. How about Scotty B? He's been pretty good so far. We'll be back in a flash. Braves will see if they can tie it up in the 8th. Maybe even better when we return.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but living your life to the fullest does not have to involve hiking.
I told my boss that 3 companies were after me, and I needed a raise. Which companies are after you? He said. I said, gas, electric, cable.
I'm 41 years old. I'm
42. So that means that I am older than the
Ma'am, I wrote you a citation for going...
writing me a ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who my father is?
Why? Didn't your mother tell you?
Duke, Pee Wee, or Hodges, we basically had all had our best years behind us by the time we moved to L.A.
For a team that had grown used to success, the '58 season was a rude shock as the Dodgers finished next to last, their worst record in 14 years. And as they began the 1959 season, the Dodgers were in need of some inspiration. They would receive it in an unlikely source, their former catcher Roy Campanella. On May 7th, the Dodgers held a tribute for Campy. It was an exhibition game against the Yankees to raise money for his medical bills. A record 93,000 people attended.
All of the lights will be turned out as Pee Wee Reese wheels a chair that holds Roy Campanella. Tonight, on his last trip to the mound, the city of Los Angeles says hello to him.
They told everybody, we want each one of you to light one match. What a sight that was.
Sea of lights at the Coliseum, perhaps the most beautiful and dramatic moment in the history of sports.
It meant a lot. It was something that, we got to do. We got to win for people in L.A. We came out here and they expected us to win, and we've got to show the fans that we're still a good ball club.
Austin Riley will lead us off. Top of the 8th inning. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. It's scalded down the right field line, fouling out of play. It's on. The left-hander, Jalen Beeks, is on. He's got a .60 ERA, the 0-1. High and inside. 1-1. I think he's specifically on to face Olsen. He's got to get through Riley and Marcel. 95. Fastball, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Misses high, 2-2. Out of town scoreboard looks like this. Dodgers lead the Pirates 2-1 in the 4th as the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good night, Irene. What in the hell are you swinging at there? 1 away. The ball almost hit him in the shoes. He went fishing for it. Red Sox lead the Guardians 7-3. Actually, that's a final. Earlier game, Guardians beat the Red Sox 5-4. So they split the twin bill. First pitch on the way to Marcel is a swing and a miss. Had a changeup at the shoe tops. It's 0-1. Tigers beat the Orioles 6-2. Charlie Morton takes another loss, the 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. They complete the sweep of the Orioles. They won the first game 4-3. Twins 5, Angels 1 from earlier today. Blue Jays and Yankees were postponed. The Royals beat the Astros 2-0. The 1-1. Chopped just past the first base side. Perdoma's going to have time because it's Marcel tiptoeing down the first base pass. Anybody with any kind of real speed is going to beat that one out. 2 away. Cardinals 6-5 over the Brewers. That's a final. Reds beat the Rockies 6-4. Mets beat the Nats 2-0. White Sox 10-3 over the A's. Phillies 10-4 over the Cubs. They break their 5-game losing streak. First pitch on the way to Olsen, swung on and sizzled foul and out of play. It's 0-1. Rays 2-0 over the Padres. They are in the 5th. Mariners 6-0 over the Marlins in the 1st. The Giants beat the Rangers 3-2. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Kicks and fires. Swing. Rattles it back. 1-2. The 1-2. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. Try to get him to chase that changeup. If Olsen can reach, Sean Murphy would represent the tying run. The 2-2. Swing. Slices that foul and out of play. Infield is back and to the right. Huge hole down the left side. The outfield's playing straight away and deep. Braves trail by 2. The 2-2 from Beeks. In the dirt. 4-seam fastball, 3-2. See why this guy's got only given up 1 run in 12 appearances. He's got a nasty overhand fastball that just dives at the feet. The 3-2, high and out of the zone, ball 4. So the Ice House will go on down to first, bringing up the tying run. Your Atlanta Braves. Life here in the 8th inning. Great at bat there by Matt Olson. Sean Murphy, the batter. First pitch on the way to Smurf is down and in. Changeup misses. It's 1-0. Smurf batting .220 on the year. 7 home runs, including a solo shot earlier tonight. 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. If they keep the line moving, it would be Ozzie Albies. He stands on deck. .2-0 count. Swing and a miss, 96. Up around his eyeballs, it's 2-1. The 2-1, swing and a miss, blew a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Right past him one more time, it's 2-2. He's been way behind that pitch 2 times in a row. Will he dial it up again or try to get him out in front? The 2-2, 95, misses high. So they were going for it, just missed their spot, full count. Which means Matt Olson will be on the go. Beeks, this will be his 21st pitch thrown. Runner goes. Down below the knees, ball 4. So the Smurf will head on down. We've got runners on first and second. 2 outs. Ozzie Albies batting from the right side of the plate. They're going out there to talk as Stuart Fairchild will be pinch running for Sean Murphy, which means Drake Baldwin will come in. Fairchild, representing the tying run with good speed, now stands at first. Olson is at second. Braves still with 3 more guys on the bench, but obviously Drake Baldwin goes by the wayside when the next inning's up. So you either use him here on a double switch or you just have him replace Fairchild next inning. Ozzie Albies, your batter, lefty-righty. First pitch. Swing! That ball's ripped down the left field line and just foul. That ball was going to kick off. It missed the foul line by, what would we say here, just a few feet. And the way it smacked up the wall there, Fairchild would have had a decent chance of scoring. He probably doesn't score. He's definitely standing at third and Ozzie at second. They may have sent him. It was going to take a weird bounce. The 0-1, swing, lifts it into center field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes Matt Olson. He will be safe, and your Atlanta Braves have cut it to a 1-run lead. 6-5. The Wiz comes through.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
Fastball up in the zone, and Ozzie didn't try to do too much with it. He just slapped it into right center, tailing away from the center fielder Thomas. Fairchild was flying around the bag. Man, if there was any kind of a bobble, Fairchild was making sure he was going to have a chance to score. Great hustle by Fairchild. He stands at third. Harris, the batter, lefty-lefty matchup. Braves trail by 1. First pitch. Down and away. Cutter is what he went with. It's 1-0. Harris, 1 for 3. The infield is back and to the right. 1-0. 95. Whoa! They call that a strike. Harris can't believe it. That was a terrible call. Terrible call by Tony Randazzo. He's had some bad ones. That might be the worst one yet. Jeez. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. He chases that one. So once again, it's what I was talking about earlier in the game. When they say this pitch or that pitch wasn't important. That was an important pitch. Harris never swings at that if it's correctly called a ball on the last pitch. As opposed to 3-0 right now, you've got 1-2. So Harris has got to try to tighten up his swing, just make some kind of contact. All speed on the base paths. The 1-2 swing, lifts it into center field, right at it. Thomas, that ball's going to get over his head. 1 run will score. Your Atlanta Braves have tied it up. Here comes Ozzie Albies. 2 runs will score, and your Atlanta Braves have come roaring back, baby. It's 7-6. Holy Toledo. How about that? Money Mike coming through in the clutch.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle indeed. That ball was smoked over the head of Thomas. He was going back on it. He's got good speed, and he's a good defensive center fielder. I thought he had a real good chance to make that play, but you could see it start to fade at the end and go over his shoulder. First pitch on the way to Eli White is swung on. That ball's chopped back to the mound, and that'll end the inning. But now for your Atlanta Braves, and Money Mike come through one more time. Who wants to hear it?
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
Stop saying we talked. That was a interview. And you didn't get the job.
Hey, to whoever decided to only put 4 of them little muffins inside the Little Bites packages, you should count your days, and you definitely deserve jail time.
As the 1950 1959 season got underway, the New York Yankees fully expected to win their 5th straight American League pennant. The Yankees were loaded with superstars and future Hall of Famers like 3-time MVP Yogi Berra, mound whiz Whitey Ford, and Triple Crown winner Mickey Mantle.
Mantle hits a high fly ball. It's deep left center field. It's way out there. Boy, did he miss.
In crucial situations, the powerful and talent-laden Yankees were always able to break the hearts of the American League's top contenders. Going into 1959, the Chicago White Sox had a winning record for 8 consecutive seasons and had still failed to overtake New York.
It always seemed, and my father would tell me this all the time, and my uncles, it always seemed like the Sox would be within maybe 2 or 3 games. They'd have a big 4-game series. The Yankees would come into town in Old Comiskey Park. You could get 50,000 fans per game, and this would be it, the big series against the Yankees. And then they lose 3 out of 4 of the Yanks, and they'd be done.
The frustration of getting beaten by the Yankees was hard for Chicago to deal with. But as far as losing was concerned, that was something the White Sox fans were used to. It had been 40 years since the Sox had last won the pennant, and that pennant was certainly not one to be proud of. In 1919, the American League champion White Sox lost a tainted World Series to the Cincinnati Reds, and that team would live in baseball infamy as the Black Sox.
We have guys who actually threw the World Series. They actually gave it away. If any team should have been cursed by the baseball gods, of course it should have been the Chicago White Sox.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Daysbel Hernandez will come in, the right-hander. Righty-lefty, first pitch on the way to Perdomo is a slider at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1 misses in the dirt. 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way, swing, slices it foul, 1-2. 98 miles an hour, man. That's bringing it for Daysbel. I mean, he normally has hard stuff, but 98, that's at the top of his game. The 1-2. Misses 2-2. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. 98. Oh, come on. That was right there. Now he's pinching him. Home plate umpire Tony Randazzo was squeezing us as the 3-2 right there at the corner, and he didn't get that call either. One of those pitches has to be a strike. I mean, are you kidding me? One of those pitches absolutely has to be a strike. Nothing from the dugout. First pitch on the way is chopped foul back behind home plate. Pavin Smith, it's 0-1. If that last pitch wasn't a strike, then the one up top at the top of the zone has to be. You can't both of those be a ball. The 0-1. Swung on, chops it over to first, and Olsen's got it, steps on the bag. He's got the runner in a pickle. Here comes Allen. He flips it over to Hernandez. Hernandez smacks him on the numbers, and it's a double play. Good defense by the Braves. That still doesn't make up for the fact that should have been no one should have been on base to begin with. It is unbelievable. First of all, the bad umpiring has just been really, really at top level this year. But one of the reasons why is I'm noticing we're getting the same umpiring crews, the same 2 or 3 the whole year. It's got to mix up at some point. This is the 3rd time we've seen this crew. And the one before, we'd seen them 3 times as well. You can't just follow us all around the country giving us bad calls. Get out of here. Get away. We got to get a restraining order. Tomorrow's Clint Vondrick doesn't get much better. We are dodging Dan Bellino. He's second base umpire tonight, so we'll miss him. First pitch on the way is a slider outside wide. It's 1-0. And you'd almost kind of not really worry about it if it was evening out on both sides, but it seems like we're getting the bad end of it. 1-0 misses outside wide, 2-0. Braves clinging to a 1-run lead, trying to shut her down here and get some insurance in the ninth. 2-0 right there at the knees. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Pitch. Down and in. 3-1. Three-one. Righty lefty. Pitch. Swing. Fouls it back. He was going for the downs there. Naylor came out of his shoes. I think he got the pitch he was looking for, too. He just didn't connect because he had that look like he felt like he just missed it. The payoff. Swing. Knocks it down the first base side. Braves 7. Snake 6. Bottom of the 8th. We can put out the fire here. We'll have Iglesias in the 9th. 3-2. Did he go around? They checked down the line. Koozie says he did not. And he'll head down to first. I would think they're going to pinch run for Naylor. We'll see what they do here. Yeah, he held up. Looks like they're going to keep Naylor in so far. Moreno, first pitch on the way, 100 miles an hour up top. It's 1-0. 1 for 3 on the night, 2-run single in the 4th. Scored a run, the 1-0. Right there, 99, 1-1. 1-1 count from Hernandez. Remember, they had Pierce Johnson warming up in the pen, but he's been sat down. The 1-1 in the dirt. Ball kicks away. 2-1. What that kind of tells you is that they have started to take Hernandez as that setup man for the foreseeable future. The 2-1. Swing. Fouls it away. 2-2. And I do believe that he's earned it, but we've seen in the past where they just continue to try to jam a square peg in a round hole. And not that Pierce Johnson's done a poor job, but Hernandez has been pretty good so far. Only reason why he kept getting sent down the last couple of years because he was the one guy that had options. He wouldn't have to DFA him. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the 99 up around the eyeballs. Days Bull is bringing it tonight, baby. We'll head to break. Top of 9. Allen in the top of the order. Let's get it, Braves country.
My wife accused me of stealing her thesaurus. Not only was I shocked, I was appalled, aghast, and dismayed.
Things that I'm no longer interested in. Number 1, driving at night. Number 2, driving in winter. Number 3, getting on a scale. I don't like that anymore. And number 4, arguing with idiots. Number 5, being fashionable. Number 6, going to the gym. No use going to the gym anymore. I don't really care. Number 7, kale. Who likes kale? Number 8, wearing clothes that don't stretch. I need it. Number 9, counting carbs. And number 10, caring about what other people think of me.
Say something, a comment about the ref. Is it 20,000? It's a lot of money, eh? So I should not do it. I save my money, I gotta pay for diapers.
Crazy stats. Hank Aaron wore number 44 in 20 of his 21 seasons with the Braves. In the first season after his death, the Braves won 44 games before the All-Star break, 44 games after the All-Star break, and then won the World Series in the 44th week of the year.
We need Doubleday because as a culture we have to have origin myths. Now, baseball has no point of origin. It evolved. We know that. So they set up a commission, and they ginned up this absurd story about Abner Doubleday, who, as one writer said, probably didn't know a baseball from a kumquat, but he did fire the first responsive Union volley at Fort Sumter, and he did briefly command the troops at Gettysburg. So to have an American hero as the originator of the game seemed very appropriate indeed. It's total mythology. In fact, there is no single point of origin.
Let's not try to find a starting place for baseball. Let's consider it to be the Darwinian product of centuries of movement of people and continents and oceans, and something rising from the sea and then turning eventually after years of evolution into Barry Bonds.
Welcome back. Dre Jameson will come on for Beeks. Nick Allen leads us off righty-righty matchup. Jameson with a 4.5 ERA. In 2 appearances so far. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide. Slider misses 1-0. 1-1 count. Brings it. Slider misses high, 2-1. Braves trailed in this game. If you're just joining us, 6-2 after leading 2-1. Heading into the 7th inning. Is the 2-1 down and away, 3-1. They scored 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th to take a 7-6 lead. (3-1) count. This is high. That one's a strike. I mean, this guy. And still, from the dugout, the payoff pitch. Swing, chops, and foul. It is unbelievable. Someone needs to do a deep dive and figure out where Tony Randazzo is from. I'm starting to think he might grow up in Philly or New York. That foul tip, by the way, banged off the hand of the catcher Morenos. They gave him a second to walk it off. The payoff pitch. Down below the knees, ball 4. He actually called that a correct missed pitch. And your Atlanta Braves will head on down to first. One on, nobody out. So not only did taking the lead do the obvious thing and set up for Iglesias in the 9th, but then the other thing that comes into play here is the first pitch on the way to Verdugo. Swung on, that ball's lifted to center field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit. Well, all right. Verdugo gets off the schneid. He's been in a little mini slump, nothing to get concerned with. When you're this new into the season for him, he's got a big sigh of relief on him. Rightfully so. Austin Riley, the batter. They take a quick powwow out there at the mound.
Bravo.
Vamos.
Bravo. Bravo.
First pitch on the way to Austin Riley. Swing and a miss. Belted it inside. It's 0-1. That was a hanging slider, and he was trying to pound it into the night. But with the game not being tied, nor with the lead in the 8th inning, we dodge a couple of really good relievers. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Riley, man, he is just swinging at some bad pitches tonight. He's had such a weird year. There's times where you think, oh, man, here he comes back in the slump again, and then he'll pound one down the line. The 0-2. That slider will miss outside. 1-2. One-two count. Runners at first and second, nobody out. The 1-2. Swing! That ball slapped down the line. The Braves can hold on to this lead and win the game. What you got to look at tomorrow is that bullpen. The back of that bullpen is going to be well rested, meaning they will be very aggressive to go get the back end early to avoid the sweep at home. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. We got a long way to go before we get there. We just keep that in mind. Justin Martinez has been working as their closer. And then Shelby Miller, we remember him as a starter with the Braves many years ago. He's been one of their setup guys. The 2-2. Swing! That ball's belted high, but not very deep. That is going to bring rain. My word, that ball finally comes down into the glove of the left fielder. Barossa went away. He was just underneath that. He gets that bat head just a little higher, and that ball is going to be a 3-run shot. He did chase it out of the zone, so that had something to do with it, but he almost made it work anyways. Marcell Ozuna coming to the plate. He's 2 for 4. First pitch on the way, 89 off the dish. Slider misses. It's 1-0. Marcell, he went bonzo his first time up, a 440-foot missile into left field. 1-0. Way outside. Why that ball? Not only does it go to the backstop, it kicks away. Rattles around like a pinball. The runners will move up 90 feet. I'll tell you what, that ball kicked around so much, Allen might have had a chance to come on home. It kicked off his glove, shot back and forth, literally like a pinball, went right, left, right, and then it died there. It's kind of a fortuitous bounce, because if it doesn't hit the wall the second time, it's going to roll far away. So now the infield is in. A 2-0 pitch to the Big Zoo. Swing, chops it foul. Change up under his hands is 2-1. Infield in. We'll go ahead and change the view so you can see that. And they are all the way in, which means Ozuna might take someone's head off. The 2-1. Down and away. 3-1. That ball almost skipped to the backstop. So 3-1 count. Jameson. You know, you're not one of the elite pitchers on the staff when you're outside of Spencer Strider. You don't see a lot of great number 99s on a team. The 3-1 brings it. High and out of the zone, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. We may get a pinch runner for the Big Zoo. Baldwin would follow Olsen. Is they're going to go out there and have a quick powwow again. This looks like it's the pitching coach once again, Brian Kaplan, so it won't be the Vulo, the manager. We've already used Fairchild, but remember we do have Kid Kelnick. You could use him for base running. You also have Orlando Arcia. I don't see much of a difference between him and Ozuna on the base pass, so you probably don't use him for base running. Top of the 9th. So far, they have not replaced him. So I guess Ozuna's going to run. Guess he's thinking if you go to extras, you want that bat. But, man, you could really open this up if you don't get doubled up. First pitch on the way to Olsen is 92 up top, sinker. About letter high. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty lefty. Brings it. Inside, 99 almost gets him. Also, Moreno had to make a heck of a backhanded stab sliding to his knees towards the left-hand batter's box to keep that from going to the backstop. You've got Allen standing at third. He would have easily scored. Verdugo at second. The 1-1 swing. That ball's hit hard on the ground. It's going to eat him up, and it's going to be a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. I don't know if the pinch run would have made much of a difference there. Olsen smoked that ball but could not get it through the infield, right into the teeth of the defense. Second baseman, he made a hell of a play there. Tawa will be back in a flash.
My wife asked if I've seen the dog bowl. I said I never knew he did.
So I just got fired from my job, and I don't even know why, because I only no-call, no-showed one time. I mean, I was late every single day, and I called in today and yesterday, but, like, that is so unnecessary.
In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier, but Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Yesterday I couldn't figure out if someone was waving at me or the person behind me. In other news, I lost my lifeguard job.
During the first decade of the 20th century, Americans sought to solve their country's problems by organizing everything. They formed children's aid societies, consumer associations, municipal reform leagues, and baseball teams. They played for the Reading Alerts, Utica Pentups, Binghamton Bingos, Scranton Choctaws, Hagerstown Antietam,s and New Jersey McClellans, the Laredo Apaches, Union City Greyhounds, Cincinnati Porkers, Evansville River Rats, and Iola Gas Band. They played for the Greenville, Mississippi Buckshots, Troy Collar and Cuff Makers, Providence Clam Diggers, Terre Haute Hottentots, Des Moines Undertakers, Lebanon Pretzel Eaters, Yakima Pippin, Bangor Bangers, and the Hartford Wideawakes. So eager to play, they got up at dawn to get in a game before they went to work.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Suarez. The changeup right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Eugenio Suarez has 3 home runs tonight. The 0-1. Slider misses outside. 1. Now all 3 were against Grant Holmes, but nonetheless. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 96. Right there on the outer edge. 1-2. Brings it. 96 miles an hour. Just off the plate. 2-2. Okay, 2-2 count. Eyeglasses. Tries to get him to chase a slider away. Now we've got a full count. Diamondbacks fans are at their feet. Suarez trying to make history. The payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's belted. And it's gone. 4 home runs in 1 game. Eugenio Suarez puts his names in the record book. Holy cow. He absolutely torched that ball. 383 feet. We've got a tie game. It's 7-7. Wow. He is dialed in. Eugenio Suarez puts his names in the record book. The first pitch on the way to Thomas is swung on and belted into right field. That's down for a base hit. 1 on, nobody out. National League players who have hit 4 home runs in one game. He is now number 13 all time. He joins the likes of Bobby Lowe, the Bean Eaters, which became the Braves way back in 1894. Ed Delahanty for the Phillies is the first pitch on the way is a sinker to Barossa. He tried to bunt it down the line. It's a home run. He did the feat in 1896. Then in the modern era, you had Chuck Klein of the Phillies in 1936, Gil Hodges of the Dodgers against the Braves. In 1950, righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1 popped up, and Iglesias has it. He'll make the catch. He turns around to fire it to first. The runner's back, so he'll keep it in his glove. 1 away. Joe Adcock in 1954 for the Braves against the Dodgers. So we basically returned the favor a few years later. Braves and Dodgers before 4 home runs. Willie Mays of the Giants against the Braves in 1961. They flip over to first to keep the runner close by. We put it on the action there. Then it wouldn't happen again until 1976 when Michael Jack Schmidt, with the first pitch on the way, is swung on, chopped over to short, and it's going to be a 6. 4-3, inning-ending double play. But not before Eugenio Suarez puts his name in the record books. 4 home runs. Let's go win it in extras.
My personality is like, I don't give a f***, but my anxiety be like, I do.
I don't know which one of y'all need to hear this, but give me back the canned green beans. Cause you know what? I ain't even trying to be bougie or nothing. This take too much work. Wifey talking about, hey babe, since I'm out and about, can you get them little green beans back? Yeah. She talking about bust open the bag, rip out both ends, and then break them in half. I said, this whole bag? It's like 300 of these damn things here. I'm gonna be here for hours. This is a lot of work. Got me messing with these big old green beans. Give me the can.
See, kids do the craziest stuff when they too quiet, bro. You gotta go check on them constantly. It ain't no leaving them alone. It ain't no, oh, they good. Nah, you gotta go look because they doing stuff like this. Washing rocks in my sink. Put the rock back outside. Then you gonna ask them, how you did that? Better check on y'all kids if they too quiet. Y'all better play Marco Polo in the house or something because something is happening. Something that's gonna cost you some money is happening.
With the Koufax, I looked at him when I was a kid. I saw him as a kind of Picasso on the mound or something like that. It was this extraordinary artist. With the Koufax, there was this cerebral sort of artistic flair about him.
By the end of the 1966 season, Sandy Koufax was at the peak of his career. He had won 27 games that year, pitched 11 shutouts, and led the league in strikeouts. But just a month after the World Series ended, he called a press conference to announce that he was quitting the game at the age of 31, while he could still lift his arm.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. The closer, Justin Martinez, will come in for the Diamondbacks. He'll face Drake Baldwin. Matt Olson will be your runner at second. Braves and Diamondbacks extra innings. 7-7. If you're just joining us, Eugenio Suarez put his name in the record book with 4 home runs tonight. The last one tying the game up. First pitch on the way to Baldwin is a sinker, 99. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Finish off that list after Schmidt did it in 1976. Bob Horner would be the next one. Braves versus Expos in 1986, where he hit 4, the 0-1. Chops it back towards the mound. Martinez going to have to hurry because Baldwin's busted it down the line. Bad throw, but a good play over there at first by Naylor. What away. They were checking on the phone if they should challenge that, but he was nowhere close to being. The ball beat him by play. I think they might have been thinking that his foot came off the bag, but it didn't. After that, Mark Whitten would do it for the Cardinals in 1993. Sean Green of the Dodgers would do it in 2002. And that ball's going to get away. The splitter is going to go all the way to the backstop, and your Atlanta Braves have taken the lead. How about that? How about that? That pitch went down and in and almost got Ozzie in the foot. And thankfully, Ozzie got the heck out of the way because it would have been a dead ball there. So Ozzie, with 1 out, open stance from the left side, swing, pops it up. Chased one out of the zone, and an easy, lazy fly ball to left field. Yeah, they should really think about setting him back down the lineup even further. He had the good hit from the right side, but when right-handed batters are out, pitchers are out there, and he wants to hit lefty, he needs to be batting below Mike, that's for sure. Dylan Lee's warming up in the bullpen, but you wonder if Iglesias may go out there for a second inning. He didn't have that many pitches thrown as the first pitch to Harris. Tying out of the zone, it's 1-0. In fact, Iglesias, through 10 pitches, he should be able to go out there for another inning if need be. The 1-0 inside, 2-0. You could send him back out there, and if you get the win, you just sit him for tomorrow. It would give you the series win. See how they do it. The 2-0 count inside almost gets him 3-0. There is going to be a ton of left-handers due up once they flip that lineup over, so that's why Lee's up to 3-0. Down below the knees. Ball 4. So Harris will head on down to first. Finish off that list, Scooter Gannett of the Reds hit 4 home runs against the Cardinals 2017, and in that same year, J.D. Martinez of these Diamondbacks did it against the Dodgers. That was the last time you had a 4 home run game for a National League hitter. First pitch on the way to Eli White is up top. It's 0-1. Miraculously, only 6 in the American League. You would think it would be a higher number, even though the National League's a little older, but with the DH. The 0-1 swung on, chopped over to second. Should be an easy play. It is. 4-3 put out. That'll end the inning, but not for your Atlanta Braves. Take a 1-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Is it Lee? Is it eyeglasses? We'll find out when we return.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Hall of Famer Larry Walker was a big fan of the number 3. He wore the number 33 for his entire career. His first contract with the Expos was $3 million, and the most stolen bases he had in a season was 33. He also got married on November 3rd at 3:33 p.m. His career batting average with the Rockies was .333, and he was the 333rd member of the Hall of Fame.
The final weeks of the 1908 National League season saw a fierce struggle between the Chicago Cubs and their arch rivals, the New York Giants. With the pennant on the line, they met at the Polo Grounds on September 23rd. In the bottom of the 9th, there were 2 outs and 2 men on for the Giants with the score tied 1-1. Giant pinch hitter Moose McCormick was on third, representing the winning run. Fred Merkel was the runner on first. Al Bridwell, the Giant shortstop, was up to bat. He lined the very first pitch past Cubs second baseman Johnny Evers into center field for a clean single. Moose McCormick lumbered home. The Giants had won the game and most likely the pennant.
Trying to explain the Merkel boner in 25 words or less is like trying to explain relativity to kindergartners. It's a force out, and under the rules of baseball, and this had happened in a game umpired by the same umpire 3 weeks earlier, so Evers knew where he stood. Under the rules of baseball, the play was not completed so long as there was a force out possible, and when the force out concluded, the run that scored didn't count. It ended up determining who won the pennant that year. It also ended up leaving poor Fred Merkel with this eponym created to embarrass and humiliate him and his ghostly presence even to this day.
Runner at second, nobody out, and it will be Dylan Lee to start it off. Carroll is the leadoff batter, so they'll save Iglesias for tomorrow. First pitch on the way. Slider down and away. It's 1-0. So you got lefty, lefty, lefty due up. They'll probably pinch hit Smith, I would think. Perdoma's a switch hitter, excuse me. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Anytime you're in this situation, it's always that first out is huge because you can't play the small ball after that. Tawa's got decent speed, the second baseman. He stands at second. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. Baldwin, your catcher, after he took Murphy out a couple innings ago. He's done a pretty good job behind the plate. The 2-1. Swing, chops it. Foul down the first base line, 2-2. Strikeout would be huge here. Anything that keeps the runner at second. 2-2 count. Tying run at second. We're here in the 10th inning in a seesaw affair. The 2-2. Swing ripped up the middle. Right there at Allen. He's got it. Fires it over to first. And it's a 6-3 put out. But the tying run moves to 90 feet away, which means the Braves infield will most likely play in. Will they pitch to Perdomo or will they walk him? If they walk him, you're running the risk of him trying to steal. So they'll probably pitch to him. Lefty, righty, first pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up. Back behind home plate. And that's what you wanted. Just didn't stay in play. It's 0-1. The 6 players in the American League to do it. Lou Gehrig, back in 1932. In 1948, Pat Seary of the White Sox. Rocky Colavito of the Indians in 59, the 0-1. Swing, fouls it back, jams him with the 94. 0-2. Mike Cameron would be the next one. And that was 43 years later for the Mariners against the White Sox. Carlos Delgado in 2003, the very next year, the 0-2. Misses high, 1-2. And then Josh Hamilton, he is the last player in the American League to hit 4 home runs in one game. So with the addition of Eugenio Suarez, is the 1-2. Swing, rips it up the middle, right at Allen. He's got it. He'll flip it to Olsen. The runner has to stay at third, and there's 2 away. It'll now be 13-6, National League versus the American League. And since the addition of the junior circuit, if you want to go that route, it would be 11-6. What that tells me is that the American League smartens up and they don't pitch to the guy after he's got 3 home runs. That's what it tells me. I mean, come on. Two down. The hitter is Randall Grichuk. And he was hitting in this very spot last night, if you remember. Against Sale. Lefty, righty, first pitch on the way. Swing, chops it over to third. Riley's got it, fires it across the dive. It's going to be close, and it is in the dirt. They're going to say he's safe. Olsen believes that he's out. Olsen believes that he's out. I believe that he's out. There's no way that ball beat him. There's no way that ball beat him. They're going to challenge that. I'm going to hold off until we get the official looking at it, unless his foot came off the bag. Olsen has it. A good half step. I mean, my word. First base umpire, Clint Vondrick, who will be behind the plate tomorrow, so just get ready for that nonsense. This umpire staff is incredibly terrible. Riley threw, I mean, he was over there in Brooks Robinson territory. If you know, you know. He was out of bounds in foul territory, had to throw it across the diamond. It skipped about 100 times like a rock across the lake, and Olsen held the bag and made the play. Unbelievable play. We're going to have to wait for the official ruling, and he is out. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses, and the Atlanta Braves come roaring back 8-7. How about that? The Atlanta Braves. 8 hits, 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Arizona 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. And you could go a couple of different ways here. For the game ball. And honestly, I can't make an argument against a number of guys, but I'm going to give it to Money Mike. Michael Harris went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, had a couple of good defensive plays. But at the tip of the cap to Marcell Ozuna and Sean Murphy, who both went yard. And not for nothing, but Dylan Lee did a hell of a job coming out of the pen. Your Atlanta Braves win 8-7, baby. Go celebrate on a Saturday night here in Braves country. We'll see you mañana. Remember, it's 4:10. We'll come on the air about 3:30. Another late one here in Braves country.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
To the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root.